Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to a RuneScape vlog. Yeah, I'm just getting kill count here for Bandos. I'm gonna go into Bandos. I actually pre-recorded this just because it'd just be a lot easier to talk about what I want to talk about here, which from the title you can probably already figure that out. I did get to Bandos drop though, and it wasn't the greatest one. It wasn't a War Shield. It was better than that. If you watch my last Bandos vlog, you know how terrible those are, but it wasn't the best one either. I mean, it was a Bandos drop. It paid for the room, so whoopee. But anyway, yeah, so I want to talk about E3, and I've watched all of the live streams, whether I watched them actually live or had to go back and watch them, which I only had to really go back and watch kind of one and a half. I caught the back end of the Bethesda one, right around when they started talking about Bethesda VR, and I had to rewatch the EA one because I missed it because I was at a sales training thing for work. You know, can't really watch it while you're sitting in a boardroom with a bunch of people, but yeah, I got updates and stuff during break at least, so I kind of knew what was going on, but yeah, I went back and watched the EA conference just to be caught up, so, you know, I'm all caught up now. I watched the Xbox, Ubisoft, and Sony one yesterday as well, or even though I worked. We just live streamed it on the TVs because we're a tech store, so it technically was part of our job, because these are tech products that we will be selling in the future, so it's future promotion, possibility of like some pre-sales or whatever. You know, technically it fits with my job description, but you know, I don't know how the higher ups would feel, but oh well. Yeah, so I just want to go through kind of some of the stuff I saw at the conference and what I thought was pretty cool, and of course, maybe some of the stuff that I think is kind of dumb. The EA conference, same with like the Ubisoft and even the Bethesda conference, there really wasn't a whole lot they talked about, but the things that were interesting were fairly interesting. With the EA one, EA is kind of not a company I buy too much of. Mass Effect Andromeda looked pretty cool. Can't wait for that. I hope they don't pull a Halo with it and just, you know, reboot a new series just because money, and that ends up not being the greatest, and it kind of goes downhill and kind of smears what the original trilogy of Mass Effect games really did for games and stuff like that. So I hope it ends up being a good game. It looks like it's going to be. So kind of looking forward to that. Battlefront, the new Battlefront. The fact that they're going to do another one, all I have to say is I hope they don't fuck it up. I hope they include more maps in the start, either that or make the DLC much cheaper maybe, or maybe some free maps and stuff like that along the way, I don't know. But, you know, stuff like Battlefield 4 kind of did. They had like community operations and legacy and all that kind of shit that was free, along with paid DLC, and there was the maps that were there were good enough to kind of hold people over. I hope they make it bigger, map-wise, more like Battlefield 4. I hope they make it literally just Battlefield 4 with a Star Wars skin. All kinds of vehicles, large destructible maps, space fights would be nice to see, you know. The Battlefront VR experience thing, or the Star Wars VR experience thing, kind of looked like, you know, they were like, sorry for that, here's your space battles, but I mean, that doesn't really justify it at all, so meh. There was a couple other Star Wars kind of announcements things. There was like a third-person RPG type of deal, kind of like a new KOTOR or something like that, which looked pretty neat. Hopefully that ends up being pretty good. There was another like Battlefront Assault type of game-looking thing. It looked okay. Hopefully they end up being good. Hopefully DICE kind of learned their lesson, because a lot of people really hated Battlefront, and while it did sell well at first, it kind of dropped off fairly quickly. I don't think it met their sales expectations, but yeah. The other big thing from EA that I've been excited to see more of is Battlefield 1. And they had a new trailer for that and some gameplay, and it's like 45 minutes of gameplay on YouTube. Highly recommend going and watching that. It's pretty, if you're interested in Battlefield, of course. It's pretty cool. It looks like it's going to be a pretty promising game. The dogfights look really fun, just in these like crop dusting biplanes. Like, I don't know, like I can't see them being like fast paced, but they're obviously going to make them that way. So it's going to be weird flying like a dogfight in this crop duster, and you're going to be going actually like 50 kilometers an hour or some retarded thing, but they're going to be like making it look like it's this super fast fucking dogfight. I can't wait for that. I think it's going to be hilarious. I don't know. It sounds like it's going to be a good time, at least. Somebody's messaging me on Facebook, and I wish they'd fuck off. Actually, I'm just going to delete Facebook right now. Don't know why you have that open. But there was a new FIFA and stuff like that, EA. But other than that, really, EA, you know, Battlefield 1 was the big ticket thing, and Mass Effect Andromeda. There was something called FE, which looked kind of cool, but I don't know, see what that ends up actually being. Again, I'm going to try to keep these in order, but I just want to talk about the Walking Dead Part 3 from Telltale had a trailer, and it looks really, really great. Can't wait for that. I played Season 1 and Season 2, and they were both fantastic games. Technically separate entities, let's be honest. Just part of, a series, more or less, I find. It's good. Telltale knows what they're doing. They do it very well. If you ever played, like, even Tales from the Borderlands, so you know they don't just do Walking Dead really well. They do other stuff really well, too, because Tales from the Borderlands, Telltale, story-driven game, absolutely fantastic. Hilarious, really good gameplay and stuff like that, great storyline and all that kind of stuff. Everything you'd expect from a Telltale game. It was fantastic. Really good game. 10 out of 10. It was great, and I can't wait for Walking Dead. That's going to be pretty sweet. Bethesda's conference. Quake Champions. Yeah, I kind of saw something like this coming. I didn't expect Quake Champions in the way that I was expecting another Quake game. I was really just expecting them just to announce Quake again, kind of like they did Doom again. But with the success and how fucking good Doom was, at least a single player, the multiplayer was okay, then hopefully they can do Quake right. And the biggest fear with Quake Champions, of course, is it is a multiplayer game. It's a competitive game. It's PC. It's trying to compete with Overwatch. It's trying to compete with Battleborn. It's trying to compete with all these other games. And I hope they don't fuck that up and have it fall in its face, because that could stop pretty much everything from happening. The fact that they could be having another Quake game in the works, possibly besides this. Maybe this is a placeholder. But if this fails, maybe they'll drop it. Their investors won't be interested. I don't know. Hopefully it ends up being good. I'm probably going to pick it up and play it, because Quake Arena was a lot of fun, and this looks like it's going to be something close to that, just, more updated. So, it looks like it could be a lot of fun. Hopefully it is, and, well, I guess we'll see when it comes out. Some card game with the Elder Scrolls. I have to be totally honest. These card games and stuff, and there's another one later on, too, that I'll talk about briefly. I hate them. I think it's an oversaturation now. Every fucking game has a damn card game. Like, fucking, I think Borderlands has their version of it. At least it's coming out. There's, of course, Hearthstone, which came out first, which is fine. RuneScape even has theirs now, which is crazy. The Chronicle one, which is a bit different than these other ones, but still, like, I don't know what the hell it is with that. And it seems like with Overwatch, too, it seems like all of a sudden there's just this fucking, here's a whole shit ton of these things. And I'm like, I don't really, it's great. Overwatch looks like a lot of fun. Haven't played it myself besides the beta. I don't know how it is now. It was fun in the beta. But yeah, I haven't played Battleborn or anything like that. I'm just tired of when something becomes popular like that, it just gets oversaturated with a bunch of random fucking shit. And I think it's dumb. I don't like it. I will not be playing this Elder Scrolls card game. I don't even really like the card games. I don't play Hearthstone. I don't play anything like that. I play Chronicle a little bit, but that's literally it, so yeah, I'm kind of tired of the card games, to be honest. Dishonored 2, fuck yeah. Dishonored 1 was great. Dishonored 2 looks fantastic. It's great graphics. I like how you can choose between the two. It looks like whatever one you choose, the other one probably dies. You won't know that until it comes out, but that's how it kind of seems to play off. But Dishonored 2 looks fantastic. It looks like an absolutely great game from Bethesda. Bethesda has been doing very solid games for a while, and I hope Dishonored 2 ends up being good. I'll probably be picking it up. I'll probably pick it up, the collector's edition, to be totally honest. I'll probably pre-order it, get Dishonored 1 on the new consoles remastered, because I don't have it remastered. I have it on PC, and it'd be kind of cool to have it on console. But yeah, Dishonored 2, can't wait. Bethesda VR for Doom and Fallout 4, yippee, good for them. VR is another thing like the card stuff. It seems like as soon as Oculus got popular, and then the Samsung one and the HTC Vive got popular, and then PlayStation released theirs, everybody's trying to do a fucking VR now. It's the motion gaming of this generation, like the last 2 or 3 were all about, oh, motion gaming is the future, blah, 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 blah. Buy my Kinect, buy my PlayStation Move, buy my fucking Wii. It seems like this generation is VR, and not sure how I feel about that. It just started raining. I don't know how I feel about the rain either, but it did just start raining. But yeah, I don't know, VR, yeah, it looks kind of cool. Not going to shell out $500 for a fucking VR machine. If I want to do some VR stuff, I'll buy the Samsung headgear, which is like $100. or something like that. I don't plan on buying an Oculus anytime soon. Don't plan on buying a PlayStation VR because I don't have a PS4. But even if I did, wouldn't be buying that anytime soon because I'm just not spending that kind of money. I don't have that kind of money. I'm not interested enough to put out that kind of money for what looks like, from most of these conferences, more or less just kind of gimmicks, here's VR type of shit. They also announced Prey. Not a big fan of Prey. A lot of people are. That's nice. And Skyrim coming to next gen. Sounds amazing. Can't wait. Gonna buy it for Xbox One because I own an Xbox One. Not gonna buy it for PC, and I don't understand why they're releasing it for PC. And a lot of PC people are gonna be like, "Well, why the fuck not?" Well, literally because you can get the Legendary Edition on Steam right now for cheaper, and then just mod it up to the graphics that you need for the Skyrim remastered. Because it's only a last gen game. The remaster is only gonna bump it up a couple of notches. You can get that in mods that are free, and you could probably get Skyrim Legendary Edition for like $10 at the most on sale. So, don't really understand a PC port. It doesn't make much sense to me, but hey, you do you, Bethesda. You think it's going to sell? It probably will. Then go ahead. Microsoft. This was one that I was really waiting for, this and Sony, because these guys always seem to duke it out and see who's going to be the better one. Personally, I think Sony was a little bit ahead, but I think Microsoft was definitely the closest they've been in a long time. The last few, they really shot themselves in the foot, but they didn't do anything stupid this time. Really, genuinely dumb. And it was a long conference. There was a lot of stuff. The Xbox One S, the small Xbox One, is 40% smaller. Looks really cool. Heard about the power brick is going to be integrated into the system, which overheating could be an issue with that, which I thought they would have learned with the Xbox 360 arcades. Hoping they've either fixed that or they aren't actually doing that and people are just being assholes. But kind of looks cool. It's nice to have a small Xbox One. It's definitely a very sleek-looking console. My Xbox One is an ugly mug. It's very ugly. So it'd be kind of nice to have one that's not, ugly as sin, sitting up there on my desk. Plus a lot smaller. Have a lot more room on that shelf up there. Would be great. I'm not going to buy one right away. I'll buy one if one comes up on the market really cheap, but I'm not going to buy one right away. My Xbox will suffice. I don't really... if I need ridiculous graphics, I have a PC. So, not to say PC Master Race or anything, but like, essentially all this 4K stuff, that's what it's going for. I can technically, I think all I have to do is upgrade my PSU and I can run 4K. So, yeah, no real interest in that. It's cool though. If you don't have an Xbox One, you have a 360, you think about upgrading, just wait for the Xbox Small, see how that fares there, see some early reviews, because it's only coming out at the end of August, so it's pretty soon. Hold out a little while, get what could be a better console by far. The next thing, which was I think was probably the biggest thing of the Microsoft conference, was the Xbox Play Anywhere thing. So if you buy a game digitally on Xbox One or PC, you can play it on the other console. So I have an Xbox One. Say I want to buy Halo Wars 2 digitally. I don't. I'm buying a collector's edition physical because I want that. Yeah, but you can play it on both PC and Xbox One if you buy it digitally, so that's pretty cool. Not sure how it's going to work yet. It is only Windows 10, which sucks because that literally means that I'm going to have to actually upgrade to Windows 10 sometime soon, which is a terrible thing. Not looking too forward to that. It's going to be a lot of headache there the first week or so, I imagine, getting stuff organized again, but yeah, I'm going to have to do it, I guess. So yeah, that looks pretty cool. I'm terrible at explaining stuff. Just watch the Xbox conference. Is literally the second thing they talk about. So if you're interested in knowing about that, then go for it. The Gears of War 4 stuff. If you like Gears of War 4, it looks fantastic. If you don't, well, ignore it. General Ram from Gears of War will also be in the new Killer Instinct game, which you can play for free this week. Literally right now, you can go and play it for free, so that's pretty cool. For you Forza fans, Forza Horizon 3, September 27th of this year, which looks cool. Recore, which was a pretty neat-looking game, and we had seen kind of the white and black outline-y trailer teaser a little while ago, and now we have a full trailer, and they kind of explain kind of how it's going to work and what's happened in the storyline a little bit. It looks fantastic. Probably going to pick that one up. It looks like it's going to be an exclusive, which is cool. And yeah, that looks cool. I'm going to pick that one up. Final Fantasy 15 demo Fighting Against the Titan launches September 30th, which should be the same for Sony, or maybe even earlier for Sony. Who knows? Yeah, but it's not going to be early for Sony. It is September 30th. Never mind. Sorry, I was looking at my notes here. Not that excited for Final Fantasy 15. Never really played much of the Final Fantasies besides some of the Game Boy Advance stuff. Probably not going to buy it. Looks great, though. Hope it's great. Yay. The Division Underground, don't care. Battlefield 1, literally showed what EA showed, with the exception of them talking about EA Access a little bit more, how you're going to get it about a week, I think it's a week earlier, or a week and a half earlier, if you have EA Access, so that's kind of cool. Don't have EA Access, should get that, but yeah. A bunch of Xbox Live stuff, including background music on the dashboard, Cortana integration, a language selector, clubs, which was interesting, almost like a clan type of deal, so like certain clubs for certain games for certain regions and stuff. Say you want to play Battlefield 4 and you're in Vancouver and you want to play on Second Assault DLC maps, there's going to be clubs for that. So you can find other people either playing or that want to play, form a squad, dive in. So that's kind of cool. There's also a looking for group thing as well if you don't want to join these clubs. So you can look for groups and stuff like that for certain games. And then Arena, which is essentially a high scores for Xbox Live. So that's kind of cool. Minecraft, the worst thing of the conference, totally, honestly, looks like the worst thing of the conference. Essentially what they're doing now is that iOS, Android, and Windows 10 Minecraft can play together using Xbox Live, called the Friendly Update. There's also going to be texture pack stuff as well. There's like a city texture pack where you just make a city and all kinds of add-ons and stuff like that. Yeah, it's, I don't know, that was definitely the weakest thing. I don't really care about playing with iOS and Android people and realms and stuff. It's great if you do, but I just, I don't know, it was kind of dumb. I don't know. Build your own controller, which was a surprise. It was the dumbest thing ever, but I want 12 of them. You can essentially customize, I think it's 48 colors. You can customize the back plate, the front plate, your thumbsticks, your buttons, your bumpers, everything you can engrave, your name or anything you want on it, besides, I would assume, like, you know, racist terms and stuff, which is kind of cool. Just Xbox.com. I don't know what the price is. I think it's $80 American, $10 extra if you wanted an engraving, so it'll probably be about $100 Canadian or so. So kind of pricey, but I mean, for a custom controller, it's kind of neat. From the creators of Limbo 2, there's a game called Inside, which looks gorgeous. It has that kind of Limbo aesthetic to it, but a little bit different. It's available June 29th, too. And Limbo is currently free on Xbox, which is pretty awesome. So, I mean, if you haven't played Limbo, I recommend picking it up. It's a fairly short game, but it's, I don't know, it's pretty good. The next one was We Happy Few. It looks really, really, really good. I was surprised. It really mixed. For me, it seemed like almost like the BioShock Infinite kind of vibe with, like, almost like with the guy's commentary, almost like a Stanley Parable, but like not as, you know, fourth wall breaking, but still that kind of commentary. It looked really, really good. Highly recommend just checking out the trailer for it. It's a fantastic looking game. Can't wait for that one to come out. CD Projekt Red, the guys behind Witcher, announced Gwent, which is the card game. Don't give a fuck. Tekken 7, free Tekken Tag Tournament for Xbox Live Gold members, so if you like Tekken, it's free. Dead Rising 4, which looks fantastic. I love Dead Rising, and I can't wait to beat the ever-loving bejesus out of more zombies. That one's going to be an Xbox exclusive. I think it's probably going to be timed again, though, because Dead Rising did come out for the PC there a little while ago, for Dead Rising 3, I mean. So it'll probably just go on the Xbox Play Anywhere thing, so then they just don't have to bother with calling it an exclusive, even though it kind of is. You're not going to probably get it on Sony, that's all I gotta say. Scalebound by Platinum Games. It's a co-op game where you fight like huge bosses, kind of like Bayonetta-sized bosses. Apparently it's like the biggest one ever. Looked kind of cool, kind of like that. Sea of Thieves from Rare. Looked kind of fun. State of Decay 2, Know Your Enemy, Halo Wars 2, super excited. Can't wait for Halo Wars 2. I'm downloading the beta, like, pretty much right now. I'm going to play it when I get home, and I have tomorrow off, so I'm just going to play it all day tomorrow, so hooray. And then Project Scorpio, which is another Xbox One console, which they don't even have a launch date and stuff like that for, and there's not a whole lot of information out there, but that's their whole 4K machine and stuff like that, so I don't know. Kind of looks cool. Wait for more information, though, to really kind of judge that one, but we'll see. Ubisoft, two things I kind of cared about. The first thing, which I care about quite a bit because Stick of Truth is amazing, was A Fractured Butthole, the new South Park game. Looks hilarious, looks really funny. Apparently they're gonna make it a franchise every 3 years or so. They're gonna put out one of these games, which is nice because it's not a yearly thing. Every 3 years gives them enough time to really polish it up, flesh it out, and make sure it's gonna be a decent release. So proud on Ubisoft for kind of having some restraint there. Good job, guys. Clap, clap. And then Watch Dogs 2. I liked Watch Dogs 1 to a degree. There was a lot wrong with it, but if they, take that and really kind of run with it and take the stuff that sucked and just either replace it or fix it, then Watch Dogs 2 could be pretty good. It was a competent kind of GTA hacker kind of game, and I hope Watch Dogs 2 fixes a lot of the problems because it could be something pretty good. And the Sony conference. Ubisoft, to be totally honest, though, besides those two games, really bored me. I almost fell asleep. And I'm at work, and I almost fell asleep. That's how boring it was. But yeah, Ubisoft really, it was their 30th anniversary. They did really not bring much of their A game. But Sony, they started off with God of War. They literally just did pretty much trailers almost the entire way through. There was no interviews. None. It was just pretty much the entire way through. There was a couple times where somebody came out, and you can probably guess, and I'll just say when they came out, but yeah, it was mostly just trailers. It's like, here's a fuck ton of games. They announced no console stuff, no, new shit besides the PSVR was announced at a lower price, American, $3.99. But anyway, yeah, it was mostly trailers. So there was God of War, which looks like a prequel to God of War 1, so younger Kratos, which kind of looks cool. Days Gone, which I thought at first was going to be Last of Us Part 2. And it still could be. It could be a prequel. It could be a spin-off sequel type of deal, because it is zombies. And I heard fungal when they did the demo. And yeah, Last of Us dealt with the fungus. That's why everybody was turning into zombies. So yeah, I don't know. It looks really good regardless. Last Guardian has a release date, October 25th of this year. Fantastic. Last Guardian looks gorgeous. The guys over at Team Ico, fantastic. If it's anything even close, if it's half the game that Shadow of the Colossus was, it'll be a fantastic title. And if it's even 75% of what Shadow of the Colossus is, this game will have so many fucking awards that it will not even be funny. Like, it looks fantastic. I hope it's good. Horizon Zero Dawn got a fairly lengthy trailer demo type of deal, which was nice to see some more of, a little bit more story fleshed out. Looks really good. I really want to play it. I don't have a PS4, but a friend of mine does, so I'll probably end up going to his house and, like, half buying some of his games for him. But looks fantastic. Can't wait for that one. Detroit Become Human, which was kind of different. It looked fairly decent for what it was. Not my kind of thing. But for what it was, it looked fairly good. It was kind of like a android, like an actual human android cop trying to convince this guy to not kill this hostage he has, who's another android or whatever, and feels betrayed. And you have to go through multiple different scenarios and try different things to try and save this kid. And it looks like a decent game. Definitely not something I'd buy at full price. But if it comes out at like $40, it could be something kind of fun for a little bit of a brain teaser kind of thing. You have to really think. So it looks kind of cool. Resident Evil 7 Biohazard is available literally right now. They announced it that night. They were like, it's available like after this conference. So that was kind of cool that they just released Resident Evil 7. It's pretty neat. They talked about PlayStation VR being $400 and some other VR shit, random games and stuff. There was a pretty cool Star Trek one that had some of the Star Trek cast, like Riker was there, Gordy was there, and all that kind of stuff. But Seven of Nine's there, Jerry Ryan, she was there. It was pretty cool, but, I don't know, graphics were fairly lackluster, so I was kind of like, so I don't want VR quite yet. Final Fantasy 15, September 30th, of course. It's also coming to VR. They have some VR segments or whatever, so you can use that. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare also had a trailer for Sony. I didn't know it was Call of Duty until Call of Duty showed up on screen. It showed off the space battle, which looked friggin' awesome. And I have to say, as much as I shit on Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, that trailer was pretty damn good. If that's what the game ends up being, is mostly space warfare, like they were in spaceships, dogfighting, then it could be okay. Hopefully they take that and that's not like just a snippet and the only part of the game where they're actually doing that, because that would suck. Just kind of a tease of assholishness there, but if there's more of that in the game, could be great. Modern Warfare Remastered, don't care. Crash 1 and 2 and 3 are being remastered from the ground up for PS4, which is amazing. Crash 3 actually is one of my favorite Crash games. That's really awesome. Can't wait for that. Lego Star Wars Episode 7, hilarious trailer. It looks like the Lego Star Wars games know exactly where they're coming from still, even after so long of not being made. They still know what they are, and it looks like it's going to be funny. Then the really big one was Hideo Kojima came out on stage, and man, they gave him one hell of an entrance. You know, they had an orchestra playing for him. He walked down on this, like, light show type of deal, like the this like pathway lit up as he walked. It was amazing, and he literally was just like, he tore the house down, because all he had to say is, "Hello, my name is Hideo," and the whole place went bonkers. And he showed off a game with Norman Reedus, though no Del Toro, it seems like, at least right now, called Death Stranding, and it looks like kind of like almost like a psychological kind of thriller type of game. Watch the trailer, it looks fucked up, but it's pretty cool looking too. Beautiful graphics and stuff too, so knowing Hideo, it'll be a pretty good game, so that'd be pretty cool. Also kind of a surprise was a Spider-Man game by Insomniac, the guys that made Infamous. So if they make a Spider-Man with like Infamous but Spider-Man, could be kind of good. Could be Spider-Man 2 again, maybe, the game. That was a pretty decent Spider-Man game. Hopefully Insomniac just does a good job with it and doesn't try too much, so yeah, it was pretty cool. That was it for really the Sony conference. The only other thing really caught my eye for E3 was Pyre. The guys behind Bastion and Transistor Supergiant Games are making a new game called Pyre. They released a new trailer for it, which looked really, really cool. Oh, it's a game that I'm really, really looking forward to. I don't think it's out till like end of next year though, which sucks, but meh. Looks really great. Fantastic. But anyway, that is, yeah, that's E3. A lot of cool stuff. Some stuff that kind of, you know, ticked me off a little bit, but there was nobody shot themselves in the foot. Everybody had some decent titles. Everybody had some decent stuff going on, and nobody really was like, did something stupid. Like, the worst thing I think was the Ubisoft conference was kind of boring, besides the two games, and for Xbox the worst thing was like the Minecraft thing, which nobody gave two flying fucks about. Sony, PlayStation VR, I guess, nobody really cares. Everybody knows what that is, how much it's going to be, you know, what it's going to do. That was kind of just like, okay, I don't give a shit about VR. They did focus like probably about 15 minutes on VR, and that was just too long for an hour and a half-ish long conference, so yeah, I wasn't too thrilled about VR, but nobody shot themselves in the foot, so it was a good E3 that way. There's going to be nobody that's really, you know, being thrown under the bus too harshly anyway. I know there's some people that are going to do it, but yeah, I don't know. What are you most excited about for E3 if you watched it, or if you just, you know, saw snippets and stuff of it? What's the most thing that you're kind of excited that came out of E3? What do you think people could have done better, maybe? I don't know. Leave me a comment down below, but otherwise, I am going to go because this video is getting fairly long. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.